Hi guys, Stanley here. So I noticed that very often we get carried away once we start and learn something new. And along the way, when we are following this progression on our journey, we tend to forget, the original objective of why we start out in the journey in the first place. And this is certainly true for me when I first learned about investing. Way back in 2004, I started learning about investing during my university days. I read about, say, Warren Buffett and how he became a billionaire just by playing the stock market. And to me, it sounds like the easiest job in the world. So when I got my first job out of university, my parent actually gifted me some money to get me started in life. And I basically threw the entire amount into the stock market with it. Then come the asset bubble and asset rally of the 2006 and 2007. Things were doing very well and the market continued to rally. So naturally, as I earned more money in the stock market, I felt that, this is so easy, I don't really need to work. But of course, everything came crashing down in 2008 and I got a reality check. And I realized that maybe, the whole thing wasn't as easy as it seems. And on hindsight, I also realized that I really got sucked into playing a different game in the stock market during the market rally. At the beginning, my objective was really to learn to become more like Warren Buffett, to build long-term and sustainable wealth in the market. Yet, as the market continued to rally higher and higher every time, I realized that I was sucked into finding new opportunity and wanting to earn a quick buck on every trade that I did. And now fast forward close to 2 decades of investing in the stock market, I realize and feel that building long-term wealth in the stock market is almost very similar to starting a business. So the journey of an investor might be very similar to the journey of an entrepreneur. And after reading about the story of Wang Xing, the CEO of Meituan, I really realized that that is quite true to a certain level. So let's talk about Wang Xing. Wang Xing, like many highly ambitious Chinese entrepreneurs during his time, is very, very smart. And he also knew that he would be very successful someday. He was educated in the US but dropped out of his PhD program way back in 2004 when he decided that he need to return back to China to start and jump into the startup space. However, in the beginning, he was also just trying out many different ideas to see which works and which doesn't. His first venture was Duoduoyou, a copycat of Friendster, the social media platform for Chinese university students. That quickly failed, but within a year in 2005, he tried again with the same concept but now copying Facebook with a portal called Xiaonei. The business grew, but he had to sell it quite quickly as it fell into financial trouble. The site was rebranded as Renren later on. Then again in 2007, he gave it a go again, trying another social platform called Fanfo, and this time copying Twitter. From his experience, Wang Xing developed a sense of what makes a good social media network grow. Fanfo was able to grow very fast in China as a social media platform, but there are also many challenges with controversial posts, and that got the company into multiple trouble with the censorship. So in 2008, he decided to start a side project while he's working on Fanfo. That side project gained more traction over time, but Fanfo was facing more and more bans from the government. So he decided to put his effort more into this side project, which is group buying. And around that time, instead of starting another copycat version of a business, he laid out a more detailed strategy surrounding the concept of 4 verticals and 3 horizontal. So Wang Xing go on to explain that his 4 verticals are mainly talking about information such as portal and communications like email or direct messaging, entertainment like games and e-commerce. And the 3 horizontal would be talking about search, social media and mobile internet. And he planned to create a company that will focus and innovate around this area. So why is Meituan different? He basically started Meituan with a clearer objective and strategy for his business this time around. And from his vision, he created Meituan in 2010. And unlike trying to just create another copycat version of a Western model, he consciously decided to serve an untapped market that he has discovered. You see, at the time, there were two key business models in China internet space. You either create a high traffic portal like Yahoo and sell advertising, or you try to create a search engine like Google and Baidu and sell advertising. But there could be another model to serve small businesses that might not have the ability and capacity to buy advertising outright. He wanted to create a performance-based model where he could get paid for results. So for example, he can help promote products for these small businesses, and when the transaction occurs, he'll get a commission or a percentage of that sale. From that, he formed the first business model of Meituan, which is group discount buying. And taking advantage of the lower pricing that he can get from bulk discount from the merchant, he's able to pass on some of this saving to consumer while also adding a spread so that he is able to earn something from it as well. And because the consumer has to share this deal to get the bulk discount, it becomes a free form of marketing or create the network effect that he looked for in a social media platform. So within 6 months of working on the idea, the model was proven workable. So much so that they got the attention of Sequoia China. And Sequoia China decided to invest in them in the seed round. That really helped them grow their reputation and also their firepower to expand much faster. However, that also brings about more competition. Within a few months, there are more than thousands of competitors offering group buying portal. At its peak, there are more than 5,000 group discount portal. Even Tencent, the giant in the internet space, started QQ buying group as well. So with the entry of so many more competitors and basically investors pouring money into the sector, a bubble was surely forming in this space. Competitors and investors are going quite crazy with sky-high valuation and sky-high expectation. So in order for them to meet that expectation, many of the competitors started very aggressive move like subsidizing merchants to a great extent just to gain market share. But at this point, Wang Xing again proved himself to be different from the rest. Mainly, he was able to resist a few things. He did not raise more money during this market frenzy, as he understands that he needs to keep control of his company in the long run. And he also resisted falling into this growth at all cost mindset with the rest of his competitors. So instead of being too aggressive in his marketing and gaining market share, he turned his focus on improving his operation efficiency, adding more systems to his company, and also more cost control measure. I think that at this point he understands that market cycle comes and go, and the key to surviving business cycle is not to outdo your competitor, but rather to just merely survive. True enough, 1 year after Tencent jumped into this frenzy, the group buying bubble popped. Investors stopped investing in this sector, and many competitors who are just growing at all costs realize that they have no more funding source anymore. So many of them started lay off, and some were even caught out as fraud, just having inflated their money just to capture more investor money. And Wang Xing kept his cool around this time, and his company remained strong during this period. And later on, he raised money from Alibaba, which not only improved his company balance sheet to weather out the storm, but also Alibaba Group was able to vastly help them improve their logistical and operational system. I think what makes Wang Xing stand out here is that he has a simple understanding of his long-term objective and not falling into market frenzy together with his competitor. And that really solidified Meituan to become the leader in his field today. So it seems to create a successful business and to become a great entrepreneur, one must first be able to stand the test of time. And this is very true for being long-term investor as well. Investor and the market sentiment comes and go. The key to long-term success in the stock market and also in business is basically survival. So what game do you want to play in the stock market, right? Before you even start investing, I think it is worthwhile to explore what kind of game you want to play in the stock market. Do you want to be learning to earn a quick buck in the market? Or do you want to learn maybe a trading style to create a second job for yourself? Or do you want to learn how to create sustainable long-term wealth in the market? There's no right answer, of course, it's really up to each of our own objective. But to know why you're investing in the market is very important. So you don't fall into the trap of playing someone else's game, such as during a market frenzy of just blindly following what everyone else is doing. For me, for example, right now the key of investing is really to protect what I've saved up. I see that being able to invest in the first place is really a privilege. It means that we have some excess saving to invest, and I understand that not many people have that luxury. So the objective for me is not really to chase the best performance, but to let my wealth grow in a safe and comfortable manner that really allows me to sleep well at night. So that means that there's really no point for me to keep chasing, say, meme stock or chasing after a stock that have rallied significantly at a short period of time. The objective then is to really find companies or maybe even funds or ETF that align with my long-term investing goal. At the end is safety first and growth second. Of course, I'm not perfect and sometimes I tend to forget that and I might be sucked into a market frenzy as well. But having a clear objective and be reminded of that every now and then would let us become a better long-term investor. So I hope you enjoyed that little short story about Wang Xing and his entrepreneurial journey. Till we meet again, my name is Stanley. Invest safely.